Okay, so going to be going through some pre-market analysis here on Nasdaq. I will not be trading. It is New Year's Eve. Market is going to be an absolute shit show today, I think, but I will be on here fake trading. Obviously, I'm always open to that. I think I have if my paper trading will load. Cool. So here we have a couple prominent draws of liquidity on the 4 hour. We have this high and this low formed right here on the 4 hour. These don't look like super strong draws of liquidity. Like this is a really strong draw. This is a really strong draw. But that's what I see on the 4 hours. That's where I usually always start. On the hourly time frame, however, we do have. I would probably look at this one a little bit more. These are London session highs. I think there's a pretty good chance that we take out both of these. So we take out London session highs from today, New York session highs from yesterday, and continue to move down. Obviously, we have a decent amount of, uh, we fill in just under or a little bit more than 50% of this bullish fair value gap that was left from London session, the first 2 hours of it. So we seem to be respecting it. I think we're going to rip right through it eventually. We do have this really nice order block, so this bearish order block here that we've already tapped into and seem to be respecting also. So a little bit of some conflicting confluences, if you will. But what I do like to see here actually is, so if I have an order block this large, right, I'm not going to mark out this entire thing, nor do I want to mark out just like this top wick because that's really small price range. So I'll usually go down to the 30-minute, and this, obviously this candle and this candle are part of the same hourly candle. So I'll just go ahead and mark this here. So kind of count it as an hourly candle, whatever. It's a slightly smaller price range than if I were to mark this entire thing out, right? So either way, there's a bearish order block right there. So it adds confluence. We've been tapping into it, kind of just been dicking around in it. So might not be the strongest confluence. And then we do kind of have these highs up here that I don't think we're going to touch, but I think these London session lows from today and London session highs and New York session highs from yesterday are going to be very prominent. So that's actually what TJR talked about actually in a Instagram reel I saw the other day, and it was about liquidity sweeps. And yes, those are super important. Obviously, this is a draw of liquidity. This is a draw of liquidity, but he didn't know a lot about session highs and lows, and that's something that I've been concentrating on quite a bit also is the session highs and lows being super important. That sweeping a session high or session low is more impactful than sweeping out just this high right here, right? Is it sweeping a high? Yes. Is there going to be a move? Maybe. But is it going to be the daily move? No, the daily move is going to follow possibly liquidity sweep down here, a liquidity sweep up here, right? So uh, that's what generates all these is going to be session highs getting swept, session lows getting swept. So there are some great examples of this. I remember back here, um, yeah, like right here, we formed London session highs right here, swept these, moved down, right? Versus an internal range of liquidity getting swept isn't as impactful. I'm trying to find an example of some like internal range of liquidity. Yeah, I can't really. I guess. Yeah, I mean, like this here, right? This is also Asia session, so don't take this too serious. But um, like, yeah, that's it. I guess an example of an internal range, right? That's not the session low. This is a session low. But anyways, it got ran through either way. But there are examples. This is more of a recap or a pre-market analysis and trading 101 video, but that's what I like to see. So I will always look for session highs and lows, and even better if it's on the 4 hour. But either way, it's not that big of a deal if it's on the 4 hour or the hourly. I just want it to be the session high and the session low. And almost every time you'll see a session high or low, it's a draw of liquidity. There's never going to be either way. There's going to be a draw of liquidity or accumulation, which accumulation also means liquidity. So either way, there's going to be a draw of liquidity pretty much on every single session. You typically, except for Asia session. Asia session kind of is just there to be there. I don't really know. I don't really gauge much off of Asia session, but London session is definitely going to give a lot of information. So, like this was generated here. We see Asia session usually does not move at all, so it never gives us too much information. But London session typically will always give us information on what's going to happen. So, if you want to look for reversals, which is what I do, I look for these session highs. So, like I said, we have these session high, this session high, and then we also have this 30-minute bearish order block right here. This kind of accumulation zone. You can mark either one of these out. Doesn't really matter. Either way, we got to see the sweep here. So That's what I'm gonna be looking for today and then probably gonna fill the rest of this uh, bearish or bullish imbalance we left in London session that we've filled a decent amount of already. This isn't like not been tapped into at all, but that's definitely what I'm gonna be looking for today.